Hi, this is a hermit crab essay that I wrote, and the piece is entitled 8 Degrees of Lunacy. It is inspired by my learning in my class with my students, specifically one who has severe behavior issues and challenges. 8 Degrees of Lunacy. New moon. The new moon marks the beginning of the lunar cycle. In some circles, it symbolizes beginnings or initiations. It is exactly the opposite of a full moon. It is both new and empty, although this is just a trick of the sunlight and the position of the moon between the earth and the sun. When the boy was added to my caseload, it was the beginning of one of the most challenging moments of my times as a special education teacher. There was an emptiness in his light brown, hollowed eyes, a wariness when a kind or calm word was uttered in his direction. The new moon is practically undetectable by the naked eye, although the pull of its presence is clearly felt. Little did I know, full of positivity and enthralled by the possibilities of progress, the extent of the darkness that lay hidden, waiting to be brought to light. This being my 4th year in this position and having helped students with difficult behaviors in previous years, I felt certain that I could help this boy too. Waxing crescent. My radio crackles and I hear my administrator's voice call me to a classroom 2 doors down the hall from mine. I enter to find the boy sprawled on the floor, restrained as he fights angrily to free himself. He successfully lands a solid kick on an admin's leg. I kneel on the floor, and as calmly as I can begin speaking to him in Spanish, informing him that if he stops hitting, biting, and kicking, they will release him. I comfort and reassure him firmly, and after nearly 45 minutes, he finally agrees to cooperate. After years of abandonment and neglect and being left on his own at home, and left to his own devices in the classroom so that peace and order could be maintained, he has suddenly discovered new boundaries and is both repelled by them and compelled to inspect them for soundness and permanence. Hours later, when he is a little calmer, I ask him what made him so angry and violent. He replies that he just did not want to be asked about his family. He did not want to talk about his family at all. The substitute teacher had given each 3rd grader a blank piece of paper and asked them to draw a picture of their family and what they had done that summer. That was the event that had sent him off on a violent rampage, flipping desks and throwing things, and ultimately ending up restrained on the waxed floor of his classroom. The waxing crescent moon is said to be a symbol of rebuilding, to build, again. For that to happen, sometimes the previously built must be demolished, and then building begins anew. The countless episodes of sheer rage and dysregulation the boy has had throughout the school year have been a demolishing of sorts, demolishing his fears, his walls of protection, disguised his anger so that he can be a little boy who can trust that the adults around him will care for him and not harm him and not abandon him. Oh, this is so much work, so much mending. It is perhaps sheer lunacy to believe that it can be accomplished. Waning crescent. The waning crescent signifies the changing seasons. The truth is, the boy was never going to need to stay forever. The time will come for him to move on to another school, a new season for him and for me. While I have not done everything perfectly as his teacher, I have put my heart into every effort to pull this child back from the ledge. In teaching him, I am also reminding myself that life can also be beautiful and that not all people hurt and betray and abandon us, and that it is never sheer lunacy to love others.